Jägermeister is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long, and as always, please drink responsibly. Just 8 teams remaining with a chance to hoist the Jägermeister Cup, and tonight the knockout rounds begin. San Antonio FC welcoming Hartford Athletic here from Toyota Field. And a pleasant good evening. We say hello from the broadcast booth. Katie Goodman, I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks so much for joining us. This is the 4th and final quarterfinal matchup to kick off here tonight, Katie, with San Antonio FC and Hartford Athletic. Let's take a look at how the other 3 matchups are faring right now. You've got Indy 11 on the board in the second half at home over Greenville. Triumph of USL League One. The other 2 matchups, Loudoun, Sacramento, and Rhode Island and Birmingham, still looking for the first goal. Still
0-0, but you can expect some goals here from these matchups tonight as all draws go to PKs. There's no extra time in this tournament.
So this, as we said, will be the 4th and final matchup of the quarterfinal round with a chance for one of these sides to advance to the semifinal. It's only the 3rd time they've met in each other's history, Katie. What are you expecting?
I think it's going to be an amazing defensive matchup. You've got San Antonio sitting back with 5 in the back, and then you've got the offensive powerhouse in Hartford Athletic. They're going to try to stretch the field. It's going to be a knockdown, drag-out game, but we'll have to see.
Hartford's unbeaten in their last 5 coming in. San Antonio FC, they haven't won since July the 12th. We're going to turn that around here tonight, and a chance to advance to the Final Four. We got starting 11s and kick when we return right after this.
What was I going to say? Does my talkback work yet? Hello, 1, 2, 3. Hello, 1, 2, 3. It does? Can you confirm it's working right now? Hello, 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 hello? I just used talkback. Did you hear me on it?
Celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long.
Hernandez dummies the back heel, crossed in. Agudelo chest down, turns right-footed shot. Juan Agudelo, 1-0 San Antonio.
Long chop towards the byline. Paredes buries it. Luis Paredes gives San Antonio the lead at Widener Field. San Antonio here will get a chance to wrap it up with Paredes, who does just that. Check and mate for San Antonio against Colorado Springs.
Lucio Veron will give it a go, and Nuhu comes up with it, loses it, and it's pushed in! San Antonio FC cleans up the rebound. Jake LaCava puts the home side on the board 9 minutes in. And San Antonio FC on the counterattack. That ball's driven in, it'll land to Agudelo! Tamakis can't keep it out, and Juan Agudelo puts SFC ahead in the 8th minute. Oh, he gave it up. Agudelo can put it away, and he does just that. Jägermeister is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long. And as always, please drink responsibly. Just 8 teams remaining with a chance to hoist the Jägermeister Cup. And tonight, the knockout rounds begin. San Antonio FC welcoming Hartford Athletic here from Toyota Field. And a pleasant good evening. We say hello from the broadcast booth. Katie Goodman, I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks so much for joining us. This is the 4th and final quarterfinal matchup to kick off here tonight, Katie, with San Antonio FC and Hartford Athletic. Let's take a look at how the other 3 matchups are faring right now. You've got Indy 11 on the board in the second half at home over Greenville. Triumph of USL League One. The other 2 matchups, Loudoun, Sacramento, and Rhode Island and Birmingham, still looking for the first goal.
Still 0-0, but you can expect some goals here from these matchups tonight as all draws go to PKs. There's no extra time in this tournament.
So this, as we said, will be the 4th and final matchup of the quarterfinal round with a chance for one of these sides to advance to the semifinal. It's only the 3rd time they've met in each other's history, Katie. What are you expecting?
I think it's going to be an amazing defensive matchup. You've got San Antonio sitting back with 5 in the back, and then you've got the offensive powerhouse in Hartford Athletic. They're going to try to stretch the field. It's going to be a knockdown, drag-out game, but we'll have to see.
Hartford's unbeaten in their last 5 coming in. San Antonio FC, they haven't won since July the 12th. Looking to turn that around here tonight and a chance to advance to the Final Four. We got starting 11s and kick when we return right after this.
With a new Toyota from Toyota's National Sales Event, summer plays on. Whether you're teaching the art of tailgating, showing up for the home team, or finding the ultimate skybox, with a new Toyota, you can keep summer playing anywhere.
During the national sales event, qualified lessees can lease a new 2025 Camry LE for $249 a month for 36 months. Offer ends September 2nd.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
We are ready to go here inside the Frost Bank Center.
Pair outstanding local food and drink with an incredible atmosphere and lock in your Spurs 2025-26 ticket membership. It's your ticket to game day.
Flavors. There's an H-E-B Creamy Creations flavor for every craving in Texas. Just one more reason. Here, everything's better.
Hi, sports fans. I'm Jeff Davis. Going head-to-head with insurance companies is no easy game. It requires determination, gamesmanship, and grit. That's why you need Davis Law Firm on your side. With over 25 years experience, our team of around 150 in 7 Texas cities has a winning track record of verdicts and settlements, many in the millions of dollars. And just like your favorite team, we play to win. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or commercial vehicle accident, call us at 444-4444. So if you want more, call the Fours.
Well, welcome back here to Toyota Field, San Antonio FC, welcoming, and let's pause for the national anthem with Hartford Athletic.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Fourth and final quarterfinal match to kick off San Antonio FC and Hartford Athletic here on this Wednesday night as we take a look at starting 11s for both sides. As we give you this quarterfinal matchup for the visiting Hartford Athletic, they were 2 wins and 2 draws in the group stage. This is a pretty formidable lineup, unbeaten in 6 consecutive matches. Mamadou Dieng up top's got 9 goals. Kyle Edwards right behind him. He's got 8 goals overall in USL Championship play in front of Anthony Siaho in goal, who has played in every single match, both league match and beyond for Hartford Athletic here this season. And the starting 11 for San Antonio FC tonight looks a lot like it has over the past month or so, as Richard Sanchez leading this crew out in front of him with the captain Mitchell Tanner and Alex Cronali back in the 11 tonight after both sitting in the game on Saturday night against Lexington. Jorge Hernandez leads San Antonio FC 7 goals. Juan Agudelo, 3 goals in the group stage of the USL Jägermeister Cup. That was tied for all goal scorers in the Jägermeister Cup group stage. As we get set here for kickoff, San Antonio FC and Hartford Athletics. Center referee tonight is Natalie Simon, working alongside the assistants Nicholas Seymour and Tom Felice. The fourth official is Elton Garcia. We mentioned Katie Hartford got here, 2 wins, 2 draws, the second wild card. They were second in Group 4 with 9 points. They scored 9 goals, though, in the group stage. That was tied for third amongst all teams in the Jägermeister Cup. San Antonio FC, the winners of Group 2, 3 wins, 1 draw. They did not allow a goal in the first 361 minutes of group stage play until New Mexico United scored twice in stoppage time, enforcing that final draw on the final night of group play.
And when you look at San Antonio FC and the form they've been in, sometimes it's been in and out, but I think in Jägermeister Cup play, we've really seen some of their best stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out here. You know, there's a trophy on the line sitting here at quarterfinals. It's a knockout stage, so it's either win or go home.
Take a look at your keys to victory tonight for both these sides, Katie.
Yeah, well, with San Antonio, they're going to have to stay compact. This Hartford team is really, really good on the offensive. If they get spread out, they're going to pay for it. So got to be aware of Hartford's transitions. Make sure everyone's getting back and in that compact form after they get on the attack. As for Hartford, that creative movement up top, which is what they are so good at, bring more of that. Disorganize the back line there for SAFC, and even more so, patience. They're going to have to pull that ball back. They're going to have to build out of the back and create a little bit more of a possession-style game just to break through San Antonio's line.
These are 2 clubs that are going in complete opposite directions right now in terms of current form. San Antonio FC winless in their last 4 matches. They have not won since beating Tampa Bay Rowdies here on July the 12th. Hartford is unbeaten in their last 6 matches in total. They have not lost since losing to Tampa Bay Rowdies back on July the 16th, and that is the only common denominator between these two teams as of late. The Tampa Bay Rowdies, they've had the number for San Antonio, and Hartford, unfortunately, has fallen short. So the fourth and final quarterfinal match of this knockout stage opening round commences here tonight. San Antonio FC and Hartford Athletic will kick for just the 3rd time in each other's history. San Antonio has taken the first 2 matches in 2023 and 2024, winning convincingly 5-2 here at Toyota Field back in July of 2023, and at Hartford 3-1 in April of last year. We're underway along with our entire crew, and Katie Goodman, I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks so much for joining us here this evening. Temperature tonight at kickoff, 95 degrees. Feels like 99 out there. A little bit of a breeze tonight coming out of the east at 13 miles an hour. San Antonio FC, their 10th anniversary kits here tonight. Charcoal gray, black, trimmed in red. Hartford in their white kits tonight, trimmed in green and blue. Hartford Athletic coming off a 1-1 draw against the hottest team in USL Championship, Tulsa, on Saturday night. That match was played back in Connecticut. San Antonio FC coming off a disappointing 1-0 loss here against Lexington SC on Saturday, Katie.
You talk about draws and Hartford Athletic. We can't fail to mention Rhode Island. They drew them in the Jägermeister Cup. They drew them in regular season, and they have to play them again coming up. So that's a thorn in the side, I think, for Hartford.
6 wins against 8 defeats, 5 draws in USL Championship play for Hartford. 2-4-2 on the road. They're currently 7th, though, in the Eastern Conference table, sitting above the playoff line with 23 points. They are on an absolute tear on the attack, though. 13 goals in their last 5 matches. They're a +9 in that 5-match unbeaten run, in which they've got 3 wins and 2 draws. San Antonio FC has been struggling to score goals, with just 2 in their last 3 matches here, which have been 2 defeats and a draw. The 1 draw playing away at Las Vegas Lights a couple Saturdays ago.
Unfortunately plagued by injury. You've got guys like Andres Paredes, who was working so well with Juan Agudelo up top. Really quite the impact player, out for the season now. So, you can't help but think maybe some of that happened there. And then you got some red cards. You got all kinds of things in the mix. The typical hurdles mid-season here for San Antonio.
Hartford will go with the throw here. Emmanuel Samadia will take it. Leads USL in crosses attempted at 146. They love to play through their wide guys, Samadia and Sebastian Anderson on the right side. Their attack is dynamic with this man, Mishi Galina, but the flag is up on him and he's offside. San Antonio FC will go the other way with it here on the reset, and gets a little bit of a look at how Hartford is going to want to play this one tonight here, with Mamadou Dieng up top with his 9 goals on the season. He's got 20 in his Hartford career. He's Hartford's all-time leading scorer, and the 2 guys who play just underneath him in Galina and Kyle Edwards. Edwards is to play with RGV and is a product of the University of Texas at Rio Grande Valley, so some local ties for him.
Best thing about Dieng is he defends from up top, and when you look at Hartford as a team, 24 offside calls, really, really high outlier of a statistic there. What that tells you is they love to stretch the field. They love to push on that back line. You're going to see a lot of that here. It wouldn't shock me at all if we see a couple more offside calls for them. But that's the style of their game. And already the way he got into that scoring position, you're going to see more of that.
You're going to see San Antonio FC play with, I think, 3 in the back when they're on the attack here, maybe 5 back when they're defending this high Hartford press. This is Mohamed Omar, who gets a rare opportunity. He's appeared in just 6 matches this year, 3 starts in USL Championship play. Zalmir Soto.
Another player plagued by injury, unfortunately.
Looking upfield, and Reese Buckmaster will settle this one. He's heavy on the touch, though, and he's unable to bring it down cleanly. But in the absence of both Paredes and Luke Hawkinson, who's not in the 18 tonight, he usually fills the void on the left side. You're going to have 2 almost more natural defenders in Reese Buckmaster and Harvey Neville playing their spots on the wing back in this 3-4-3 on the attack for SAFC.
Yeah, this season typically outside backs, but they both have a history of playing up top as well, whether it be in the winger role or in more of a striker role in at previous clubs. So I think, if you're hurting for an attack, those are two guys who you can really lean on to get up and back and be box to box.
It's a giveaway. Nicky Hernandez unable to take it cleanly, however, for San Antonio. Here's Hartford on the counter and taken right back by Alex Cronali. Dispossessed, and top of the box is the young rookie TJ Prestis from Yale University, who's been one of the best in USL Championship this year. And foul here against Hartford and Mishi Galina.
I think early on we've seen a little bit of disorganization already in the first few minutes. That's exactly what Hartford wants. You have our center backs and Alex Cronali stepping up out of place just to, try to make something happen and convert. But when moments like that happen, that's when the game opens up. You can see that foul just a little bit after the play, mostly ankles and no ball there.
As Lucio Barron for San Antonio gets upended, he's back in the starting 11 tonight, Katie, after missing the game Saturday night against Lexington. He was sitting due to a one-match suspension because of card accumulation after picking up his 8th caution of the season previous week in Las Vegas. Only one player out tonight due to suspension, and that's Beverly Makingila for Hartford, the midfielder, out tonight. Of course, it's Jägermeister Cup matchup discipline reports that come into play, not USL regular season. That's why Jorge Hernandez plays tonight, even though he picked up a red on Saturday late in the match against Lexington. And the aforementioned Hernandez delivers the one into the box. Clearance made. Buckmaster working alongside with Mitchell Tainer, deep here in the Hartford end. Harvey Neville. Stepping forward momentarily was Kyle Edwards, had a chance, picked off as Buckmaster. We'll get to this, but unfortunately a little bit too deep over by that far stick and unable to get it back across the face goal.
One consistent thing we see from San Antonio this season is their ability to get out of pressure. They're doing really good when they get in sticky spots. The thing is not getting into those sticky spots to begin with, right? Like, that's a great example of having to build out of pressure for the right reason, but sometimes you see them get into those situations on the back line. Part of that is building out a little bit slow. They want to play pretty here out of the back. This is another situation where they've put themselves under pressure here.
A good read by Richard Sanchez on that delivery by Adrian Dispay, looking upfield for Kyle Edwards. Ahmed Omar. It'll be interesting to see how Omar assimilates himself, having not played a ton in this back three for San Antonio FC this season. Cronali. He played every single minute, did Alex Cronali, until he got the night off on Saturday night. Of course, it's congested week for both these sides, with both teams having a midweek match. Tougher for Hartford, having to come halfway across the country here to South Texas. Oh, nice little volley there by Kyle Edwards for Mishi Galina. Galina out wide on the left flank, running on Cronali. Nice drive in. Kyle Edwards, a chance, was blocked there by Tainer. Sneaky little pass there. Kyle Edwards momentarily had a clean look. Well read there by Mitchell Tainer.
And look at this movement already. I mean, you've got guys just reading the space really well on the offensive. Nobody's standing still.
Samadia. The header there by Edwards as he climbed the ladder, but securing it was Richard Sanchez. Edwards has been a problem wherever he's been. 8 goals this season, has him tied for 9th. 24 goals in his 80 career USL Championship matches, 18 of those coming in 57 with Hartford.
Yeah, typically a guy who's a super sub off the bench has scored almost every time he's come off the bench, and now he's finally earning his spot into the starting lineup. You can't help but wonder, is it because we're in the Jägermeister Cup, this is a good time to try something different, as it doesn't hurt you in regular season? But it's good to see all the talent on the field, all the goal scorers on the field at the same time here for Hartford. And, with 3 high goal scorers like that, you've got to watch everything: the late runs, the movement, the checks. I think San Antonio FC's defense is going to truly be collecting their paycheck here in this game.
Agudelo will run this service down and loses possession Ball returned to Hartford. Kyle Edwards has scored in 3 consecutive matches coming into tonight. He scored 38 seconds on as a super substitute Saturday night in their 1-1 draw with FC Tulsa. And they scored both goals that night because Joe Farrell had an own goal in first half stoppage time. So pretty good stuff from Hartford, not conceding to a team that has scored a ton in the second half of the regular season. Nicky Hernandez unable to make the turn as Dispay read him well. Samuel Cariaga, formerly of Memphis 901. Playing in the spot normally would be occupied by Jonathan Jimenez tonight as he works alongside the veteran Marlon Hairston. This one will come back to Richard Sanchez. And it's Sanchez's first matchup against his old team. Spent the 2023 campaign with Hartford Athletic. Was a disappointing season prior to the arrival of Brendan Burke. Just 4 wins. Sanchez went 2-10-2 in 14 starts for Hartford Athletic back in 2023. Foul against Hartford. San Antonio will reset here. But the pressure coming from Hartford, who likes to score early.
It's a great save there from Harvey Neville, really forcing him to work on that one, but I'm not mad about the switch. You can see that San Antonio most likely has been coached to use their wide flanks. They're doing a great job of that.
Some space for Agudelo. Buckmaster, along with Jorge Hernandez joining. Here's Hernandez in the box, trying to return it to Agudelo, and defended away by Hartford and kept alive by Mishi Galina over there on the far touchline. And then Galina is brought down. It's an interesting subplot in tonight's matchup, Katie, and with Mishi Galina out there down on the pitch and Adrian Dispay and the head coach Brendan Burke, all formerly of Colorado Springs Switchbacks. And the last time that 2 of those, Burke and Galina, were here at Toyota Field was the Western Conference Final of 2022, a match won by San Antonio FC 2-0 on the way to their first championship and first star. You should take a look at Brendan Burke in his second season in Hartford. He has never beaten San Antonio. 0-7-1 in 8 career matches against SAFC. His clubs have been outscored 17-3 in those 8 matches. Most of those with Colorado Springs, which has not come up with a victory in 15 consecutive matches against SAFC.
So what you're saying is there's a bit of a chip on his shoulder and maybe even a bit of a not so good luck.
Brendan Burke joined Hartford in 2023, had a tremendous turnaround a year ago, and now Cariaga gives it a go. It's just over the crossbar of Richard Sanchez, but right now, this game playing to the strengths of Hartford up top. They've had the chances early here in the opening quarter hour. You mentioned they like to score early, Katie. The average opening goal for them comes in the 27th minute. For the rest of USL, the average opening goal comes in the 32nd minute.
Well, it's easy to see that. I mean, they have a high press mentality. They defend well, those front 3. They really capitalize on turnovers often. They have constant late runs. They take shots from distance. They've got the 1-2. They really have everything that you want in an attack. So it makes sense that they're able to put it away early.
Agudelo did not start on Saturday. Jorge Hernandez, 7 goals on the season along with 2 assists. San Antonio FC's leading scorer, Mitchell Tainer, sending one in the direction of Reese Buckmaster. First time over to Hernandez. Jorge with a look up. Watch there by Marlon Hairston. Into the box. Agudelo slip off there to Buckmaster. Playing it back across. An offside flag against SAFC.
San Antonio has a right idea trying to build up along that flank. They've had some success there on the right side, but Hartford just doing a lot better to close things down. As you can see, TJ Pristis there putting in a really good effort just to contain Jorge.
Big week for TJ Prestis. Got his younger brother added to the club from Columbus Crew 2, 19-year-old Owen Prestis. Not in the 18 tonight, but boy, it's always fun when you get a chance to play with your brother.
Right, it's kind of like a built-in bestie that you got to grow up with, having some competition, so I'm sure he's no stranger to this level here when he's had a brother like that to play against his whole life.
See 3 early shots for Hartford. None tested on Richard Sanchez just yet, though. Luciano Barón upfield. A lot of touches early for Jorge Hernandez, which you have to like if you're SAFC. And a good little ball out wide, Reese Buckmaster. Sending it back across the face, defended away and out the first corner of the match. Coming up for San Antonio FC as Anthony Siaha barking out instructions to his defenders.
Incredible work there from Jordan Scarlett. The header to deny it all. He presses with the pressure, but it's Scarlett who denies that opportunity. Makes it easy for Siaha from Bronx, New York. 2 goals so far on the season.
Harvey Neville, Jorge Hernandez over at the far stick. The left foot of Hernandez, the right foot of Neville. It'll be Hernandez towards the back post and headed wide there by Mitchell Tainer. Now they're going to say off a deflection and we'll do the corner over on the near side this time. Mitchell Tainer, next match for him in USL play will be his 250th. Likely to be Saturday night away at Monterey Bay FC. 129 career USL Championship matches for the SAFC captain. Again, Neville and Hernandez, 2 black kits there in front. Almir Soto gives it a go, and a little knuckleball that flutters wide but stays in play. Hartford had kind of conceded it, allowed San Antonio to go over and play it. Pass to the top of the box connects with no one, unfortunately. And the clearance made by Hartford to San Antonio, trying to establish their rhythm here a little bit after the first quarter hour here tonight.
It's one of those sticky situations where you kind of get the turnover in a good area, but not everyone's on the same page, and they're already too far ahead of the line that, you know, a run backwards makes it complicated too.
Footsteps coming there from Kyle Edwards. Soto had to get rid of it. Sanchez back to play it. Amadou Dieng with the footsteps in front. Sanchez just clearing it upfield. Adrian Dispay. Kyle Edwards and Cariaga now. Cariaga with the switch to Emmanuel Samadia. Samadia out there wide on the left side, watched by Buckmaster. Back to Marlon Hairston. Again, Samadia. Samadia, 146 crosses attempted. Doesn't get one off this time as Hartford will reset.
You can see the back line eager to drop, but you also don't want to leave those 3 there wide open. It's the perfect spot.
A lot of strength there by Samadia to break through the tackle. They'll reset with Prestis here and switch the play across Scarlett and back over to Dispay.
Here's that bit of patience I was talking about in the keys to this matchup.
It's back to the top of the box, taken well by Cronali. Dispay put it right in between both Prestis and Samadia. San Antonio will take the throw. Hartford doesn't like to play with the ball very much, Katie. Their 44% possession is amongst the bottom in USL Championship, and almost 1,500 fewer passes completed than San Antonio coming into this week 25 of USL Championship.
If there's anything we know, it's not necessarily possession that wins games, it's goals, and they've really taken the direct approach and done well with it. San Antonio FC had a similar style there in, 23, 24, and so we know how that works out, and I think that's a style that fits this group really well. Really every guy on this field can put it away.
Yeah, I think that's the interesting contrast here tonight. San Antonio FC played that direct style so well under Alan Marcina for the last few seasons, winning a championship in 2022. Now with Carlos Llamosa at the helm, it's a little bit more possession-based approach, but almost playing a carbon copy of themselves over the last couple of seasons.
Right, and you look at the tools that Llamosa has here now. He doesn't have a Sam Adeniran or a Tani Aluashei, so I think his choice to go more possession-based isn't a bad one, but maybe when we expand into the attack, we can go forward more, use less passes than necessary.
Sanchez. And up ahead to Nicky Hernandez. That ball ends up deflecting back. Nicky will take it here on the left side, upfield with Harvey Neville. Neville with a good little run, and unfortunately just ran into too many white kits there trying to make the move.
must be hot out there. You know, Hartford's doing a great job to get back, but you can already see the game slow down a little bit. Even San Antonio struggling to get up in the attack. Had a couple triple-digit days back-to-back, and even with the breeze, it's really just a hot breeze.
Almir Soto looking for options. Tainer. Mo Omar. Cronali.
And of course, you know, San Antonio wants Hartford to chase.
Soto's ball will slip past Harvey Neville. A bad idea. They've got to stretch this Hartford back three a little bit here. At least pin them back, force them to play the ball.
I think it's clear that they want to go up and over here in this back three.
Foul on Mitchell Tainer there in the back of Mamadou Dieng. And again, Misha Galina making the run. Volley to himself, edge of the box. Galina. Samadia. Back to Galina. Putting in the vicinity there, no run for Hartford. Galina looking across at both Kyle Edwards and Cariaga, expecting them to do something different. Early possession in favor of SAFC, as we told you. Hartford's a club that doesn't like to hang with the ball very much. Hartford, so far, really with the only chances in this match. 3 shots, none on target. 1 for SAFC off target. That was the header by Mitchell Tainer a few minutes ago. Tainer now with the ball. You know, Richard Sanchez likes to play with the ball as much as possible. He's got the confidence of his coaches, and he's certainly got the trust of his defenders as well to be able to do such a thing, Katie.
You know, sometimes it's nice to have an additional center back, but I tell you what, he's had a lot of us holding our breath out here in some situations, but always able to come out on top for the most part.
Haven't used this right flank very much with Sebastian Anderson, formerly out of the Colorado Rapids system, and he too played in Colorado Springs as well. Nice little run by Dispe. Good ball into the midfield there. The turn by Edwards. Well defended there by Cronali, who's down on his feet, and then the challenge is a successful one by Lucio Beron. Takes Cariaga out, San Antonio on the counter. Trying to open it up for Nicky Hernandez on the left side. Off his back heel, he's looking for Harvey Neville. Instead taken by Hartford, and they'll come through 2 on the counter with Dieng. We play the advantage. We'll see whether we get a yellow card here after Hartford player was upended behind the play, and that was Marlon Hairston, the veteran.
There's been quite a few players on the ground in the last minute and a half. I think ref's not careful, it's going to get a little more out of hand. But I'm loving that back heel from Nicky Hernandez, but let's see what happens with this foul here, and it looks like he runs into a brick wall of an SAFC player, maybe Lucio Beron, hard to say.
Certainly could have been a yellow against Beron. Wasn't playing the ball at all. Marlon Hairston was wondering where perhaps the caution was up, so too were the rest of the Hartford players. Marlon Hairston, by the way, he's got some ties with San Antonio, the 31-year-old from Jackson, Mississippi. He's the cousin of former Spur LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, what do you know? Small world, and what a super athletic family.
Hairston,
Awesome.
who was taken 12th overall by Colorado Rapids back in the 2013 Major League Soccer Super Draft. 7 goals in 140 MLS appearances. 9 goals in 183 career matches for Hairston.
8 years in the MLS is really impressive. And then to still be here playing at a high level, the USL Championship, a starter. It's great stuff. Not often you see soccer players out of Jackson, Mississippi either. Usually they're out of your Texas, New York, California hubs.
It's the second Jackson, Mississippi player that's graced the field here at Toyota Field in the last few days. Marcus Epps here on Saturday night, also from Jackson, Mississippi. That ball's dangerous. Jang taking a go at it, just missed. Fortunately for Richard Sanchez and SAFC, they're able to come up with it, although they quickly conceded back. Tainer fortunate to come up with it there as Jang pressuring Sanchez. That's a dangerous ball. A foul here against SAFC. Nicky Hernandez had no choice but to deny that what would have been a scoring opportunity. And again, Hartford is asking for a yellow to come out here.
Absolutely. I mean, this is, I think, the frustration with San Antonio a lot of times is trying to build it out of the back, but also if you're going to do that, you need your forwards checking in and offering a passing lane. I mean, he really didn't have a true passing lane out of that situation. Maybe a couple seconds prior on the first touch, he had an option, but then they want to slow it down, so then everything closes down. There's that foul once again, and in a really dangerous spot too.
So a pretty direct free kick opportunity for Hartford here in a pretty good spot for Kyle Edwards, Samuel Cariaga, either really good in this spot. It'll be Edwards right into the midst of Richard Sanchez.
Easy collect there for Sanchez, but interesting enough, it was able to make it through the wall in that traffic. We'll have to look at it here. Just a narrow gap. He takes it. Sanchez able to read it easy.
The foul on Hairston. He's going to be shown yellow. Out of all the previous fouls where Hartford was expecting a call against SAFC, it's Marlon Hairston who gets shown yellow this time here in the 26th minute, and that actually got some kind of sarcastic applause from Kyle Edwards there, thanking the referee that the yellow finally came out, even though it was against his club.
I think, as long as she's showing yellows on both sides, keeps things even and able to tame this game.
Brendan Burke less than thrilled about the yellow to Marlon Hairston. 26th minute. He's in the books. And I think Natalie Simon at that point had just about had enough of the extracurriculars that were developing between both teams. And I think that yellow coming out now is basically the warning to all 22 on the field right now.
Let's see if it works.
Escalina plays it wide.
Mitch Tainer has given Jang so many problems. You can see them exchanging words there. But anytime he's even in the vicinity of Mitch has a hand on him. You can tell it's starting to get to him a little bit. But what do you expect? You're a high-press striker. You're going to get some confrontation from the center backs.
Yeah, Mamadou Jang tied for 7th in the Golden Boot race with 9 goals. He's 7th in shots, 36 of them in USL Championship coming into play tonight. It's off of Harvey Neville and will pinball its way back to Jordan Scarlett. Jang, though, is something of a diamond in the rough. 21 years of age, native of Senegal, was playing for Senegalese Youth Academy program, and Brendan Burke brought him over stateside to Connecticut, and I mean, he has just been dynamite on the attack. Imposing figure at 6'2", 170. We mentioned his 20 goals in 49 matches with Hartford. That's already most all time in the history of the franchise. This is a franchise that's been around 7 seasons.
Right, didn't take him much time. He was Team of the Week for week 22 and 23 because he contributed to 3 of the 6 goals.
And he comes away with the giveaway, a rare one at that by Mitchell Tainer. And off his back heel here for Cariaga. Samuel Cariaga. Went to ground a little bit too easily there for the liking of Natalie Simon.
I'd say that's fair.
Jorge Hernandez. Almir Soto, they're giving him plenty of room. Out wide for Buckmaster. Buckmaster's cross defended out, and San Antonio will get their 3rd corner opportunity here of the half.
Got to hand it to Hartford. Their center midfielders are really well connected to their back line. Even in transition, they've done such a great job of just getting numbers back. That's half the battle.
So the third corner for SAFC as we approach the half-hour mark, 0-0. Both coaches giving instructions from the bench, along with keeper Anthony Siaha for Hartford. Evelyn Hernandez. Harvey Neville to the back post, looking for Cronali, and a foul on Cronali with a little push off. Rhode Island has advanced through to the semifinal. They're a 1-0 winner tonight over Birmingham Legion. The other two matchups right now are in penalties. Indy 11 and Greenville Triumph played to a 1-1 draw. They're in penalties. Loudon and Sacramento went 0-0 through 90 minutes, and they're in penalties right now. We'll get you an update on the winners in those two matches shortly. Here 30 minutes into this one. 0-0. As Tainer directs it out. We'll have a hydration break here at the 30-minute mark. One of two scheduled hydration breaks tonight. 30 minutes in tonight, and then 30 minutes into the second half. Katie, so I mean, we've seen a half hour here. I think the styles probably played to Hartford, but I think San Antonio, knowing how well informed Hartford has been coming into this match, probably content having this 0-0 right now.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's a really complimentary style of play. That's why the game is so fun. Despite it being 0-0, we've had some opportunities, some good run of play in the middle. Yeah, so it's been great.
So both clubs will take a look here at what adjustments they can make heading into halftime as we continue to keep an eye on the other quarterfinal matchups. Again, Rhode Island FC, who advanced last year to the USL Championship final match in Colorado Springs. They get the win tonight to advance to the semifinal matchup. Wayne Atkinson is the lone goal scorer tonight for Rhode Island FC as they go on to defeat Birmingham Legion in the quarterfinal matchup and advance to the semifinals. We've yet to get the draws, obviously, for the semifinals, so we're not sure. After the matches are done tonight, we'll find out where everybody is playing and who is hosting.
You know, San Antonio oddly out of form here at home. It's such a strange thing to see because year after year after year, this is a place where they've been really strong. So it's interesting to see if they're able to, you know, pull out a result here versus Hartford. But I think definitely happy to be where the score is at right now. When you see San Antonio get into the attack, it doesn't seem like it's fast enough or creative enough. You know, they're getting there, they're building out of the back, but just not getting into the best scoring positions. So really a lot of that development needs to happen a little bit quicker through the midfield. And I think for Hartford Athletic, they're doing really well to stretch the field and, you know, create pressure on the back line and cause problems. So it almost feels like a matter of time if they keep kind of playing that style and get that type of rotation.
Sebastian Anderson. Lee Kyle Edwards trapped down in the corner by Omar and Neville. Well defended there by San Antonio as they quickly release, but Hartford right there to play it back upfield. Scarlett back to track. Looking in Misha Galina's direction, overshoots him there. Boy, Galina, he's had such a tremendous USL Championship career. 42 goals in 146 matches for the 25-year-old from Kinshasa of the Congo. So much success in Colorado Springs. You go back to that 2022 squad that advanced to the Western Conference Final under Brendan Burke here at Toyota Field. Him alongside Haji Berry. Boy, they were a formidable pair up front in that run by Colorado Springs. And here's Galina getting an opportunity again on the run. This time Mohamed Omar will beat him to it. Direct it out and give Hartford Athletic their first corner of the night. Galina has been problem always for San Antonio has been someone they've had their eye on, watching him from wherever he's been in USL over the last few seasons.
Right. Also had some time in the MLS with Philadelphia Union and LAFC in 2021. So again, just a really high caliber guy.
And that's where his history with Brendan Burke comes from, is the Philadelphia Union program, because Brendan Burke started his coaching career with Philadelphia Union's reserve side in Bethlehem when they were the former Bethlehem Steel. And then he brought his entire Bethlehem crew with him to Colorado Springs when he went there in 2021.
If you dig deep enough, it's all connected.
Yep. Hartford delivering their first corner of the match. That ball's whipped in, intended for Edwards, and headed out over goal. We'll do the corner again. Kyle Edwards, such an imposing figure there. 6'1", 185. You got two very talented strikers tonight in Jang and Edwards.
Wild to think that he's been coming off the bench too and putting up these numbers in very, very few minutes. He's had 8 goals and 1 assist only in 514 minutes.
It's a low corner that's slightly dangerous, but taken well by SAFC, and the clearance made by Jorge Hernandez. Back upfield. Right. Edwards was wrapped up and brought down inside the box, but we play on.
That looked like a football tackle in the box.
This one is delivered into the box, and another opportunity getting forward there was TJ Prestis, creeping well up from his defending position. Samadia was almost playing back on that back three there for Hartford. That one is through and headed in, and Hartford has got the opening goal, and who else? It's Mamadou Jang coming in from the back post and slipping it through past Richard Sanchez, and Hartford in the 36th minute goes ahead by 1.
Absolute clinic there from Hartford. Jang coming out of nowhere. I mean, just to have the vision of the field, to put it perfectly in that position. Anytime he's in the vicinity, he's going to put it away. You can see the misread between defenders, between Sanchez, but he's there exactly where you need him to be on the other end of the ball and seals the deal.
Hartford and Mamadou Jang in the 36th minute go up 1. In the quarterfinal round of the USL Jägermeister Cup, his second goal in Jägermeister Cup play, his 11th goal overall this season. Just continues to score at an elite level. And Hartford, Katie, has not lost this season when scoring the opening goal.
Tough stat there for San Antonio. You know, all things considered, San Antonio's been defending well. They've done well to win their aerial duels. They've had their midfielders connected, but you know, I think what is so tough about defending Hartford is the way that everybody up top moves. Everybody's on the same page. It feels really like a synergy, and that's just the hardest thing for any defense to shut down.
I correct myself. They've lost once this season when scoring first. 6-1 is the overall record for Hartford when getting the opening goal. And they've got it here now and looking for more with Mishi Galina out wide. Galina. Top of the box, Kyle Edwards. Sebastian Anderson back inside the box looking for Edwards, defended away. Samadia will take it outside the area towards that back post, headed down and just wide. And again, Kyle Edwards, almost the exact same play that Galina delivered for Mamadou Jang that opened the scoring. And this time, Samadia found Edwards, and he nearly made it too.
Definitely have some talking to do if you're San Antonio FC to just slow things down and regroup. But great work there. Again, Jang wide open in these past couple of developments. They've got to shut things down there on that side. Just too close of a call.
Harvey Neville with a chance for San Antonio after 2 Hartford players go down, and it amounts to 0 for SAFC. That was probably their best break of the first half, with 2 Hartford players misreading and going down, but unable to take advantage with a bouncing ball.
I think part of that is just, you know, Hartford still basking in some of the successful attempts they just had. Can't do that. Things can flip on a dime here. Another good read there from Harvey Neville on the defensive side of things. Yeah, there seems to be a little bit of disconnectedness here for San Antonio on the attack.
Sebastian Anderson will take the throw here for Hartford. Up 1 on the road. They've never beaten San Antonio. And neither is their head coach, Brendan Burke.
It'd be a good night for them to take away 3 points here.
Into the box, drops right there for Anderson, doesn't see it. Goes to ground, we play on.
Incredible win from Mitch.
Flag is up on Agudelo on the counter. And Agudelo away from Adrian Dispay there after the two engage momentarily. That was a little bit closer, I think, for San Antonio and Carlos Llamosa. Maybe a little bit too close for comfort. Fortunate the referee said play on after Anderson went down inside the box.
Right, I think fair for Agudelo to not be too happy about that, but some great sportsmanship there from Hartford. Mitch Tainter, an absolute warrior tonight. He's been winning a lot of his aerial duels, able to come out on top there. I think that was all fair play, building out of the box on that one, and it was great to get it up and forward too. So I think San Antonio, most of their chances are going to come from transition.
Two other finals in the quarterfinal round. Greenville triumph in penalties. Out of USL League One, they defeat Indy 11 tonight. They're through to the Final Four. And Sacramento Republic is as well, advancing on penalties over Loudoun United. So Sacramento, Greenville, Rhode Island, 3 of the 4 semifinalists, and the 4th one to be decided here over the next 50 minutes or so. Hartford winning the duel, but conceding possession. Harvey Neville. Nicky Hernandez returning to his keeper. And Sebastian Anderson, a little extra aggression after the fact.
Well, I think he's been receiving it too throughout this game. You've seen him make it down there on the pitch a little bit, so probably trying to return the favor.
He wanted that last penalty.
Yep.
Center referee Natalie Simon let go. Tainter. Hernandez, the turn. Upends Marlon Hairston and allows SAFC to continue on their front foot. Reese Buckmaster trapped there in the corner. He is brought down there by Emmanuel Samadia.
This is becoming, I think, one of the more physical matchups that I've seen from the San Antonio FC team this season. And, you know, I think the ref is kind of letting them get away with quite a bit. And that's on both sides. So you saw Hairston upended there in the middle by Hernandez. Not sure how Nicky Hernandez popped up like that fast.
Jorge Hernandez and Harvey Neville on the indirect free kick that pretty much is a corner here in this instance. Hernandez. That ball bends towards Siaha, and it's headed away. Adrian Dispay, well, he's been doing it forever in USL Championship, and it sets up a counter inadvertently. Look at Mamadou Dieng go! Dieng on the run. Dieng, a little cutback looking for Dispay, knocked aside. Dispay gets it back, deflects and ends up pushing wide of goal and going all the way across the touchline.
I thought Mamadou Dieng was going to take that all on his own. I think he really probably could have if he had cut in on that angle. As you can see there, just kind of a runaway train at the moment. But great work there from Dispay trying to get in the mix, just not quick enough to get there. And a really close call for San Antonio.
Boy, he reminds you of a Sam Adeniran if you're a San Antonio fan.
Exactly.
He has that tremendous pace, that great first step. And you see tonight he's wearing the armband as the captain because Joe Farrell is not in the 18 tonight for Hartford, and he's the normal captain, the 31-year-old veteran. And it's Dieng, the 21-year-old, that's the captain tonight and has the lone goal here in the first half. He's living up to that captaincy beautifully for Brendan Burke so far as we approach halftime. 1-0 to the visitors.
I feel like it makes sense for him to be the captain. It feels like he's kind of steering the ship up there, you know, defending from up top, kind of bringing guys forward. I know that Jordan Scarlett has also worn the captain band before. Of course, he's in that center mid position, filling in for Farrell right now. He's done a great job of that.
With the hydration break, we should get a healthy dosage of added time here at the end of the first half. But there's not been a lot for San Antonio FC to write home about here in the first 45 minutes. Tainer. Buckmaster will settle. Good turn by Jorge Hernandez and a foul. Marlon Hairston already sitting on a yellow here tonight. The only yellow so far that has been handed out by Natalie Simon here in the first 45 minutes.
See Jorge, ankles clipped there. Taking his time to get up. Hairston not happy, feeling like, which I understand, because I feel like, you know, they have been called for lesser fouls.
San Antonio needs something. They have just one shot attempt here in the first half, and that was a header wide by Mitchell Tainer early.
They're going to have to take advantage of the set pieces or get out in transition. They're just not doing enough to really get into scoring positions in run of play when they're building out of the back. I understand you're trying to spread the field, but you've got to have better things happening in the middle if you're going to do that.
It's a little deep for a chance at goal. Let's see what Harvey Neville does. At least puts one on Siaha, who did not have sticky bits, although he's fortunate that it bounces right in front of him and he's able to collect and make the clearance out himself. And then the feet are taken out there of Mamadou Jang, and yellow shown to Lucio Badon here.
Yeah, that's a big yellow. Definite ankles after the play. But, you know, Siaha, amazing as he is, two-time Golden Glove winner, lately has been pawing away the ball, not always keeping those sticky gloves, so something for San Antonio to be aware of. But, ooh, yeah, as you can see there, not much ball in sight as Jang tries to flick it on.
In a moment, it was a one-match suspension after accumulating 8 cautions in USL Championship play. But what a moment for the young Argentinian who scored his first ever pro goal 2 Saturdays ago at Cashman Field in Las Vegas. Only scored 1 in 61 NCAA appearances, but it only took him 16 matches in his pro career to get his first one.
Well, sometimes it's about who you surround yourself with, too. When you've got a lot of great players around you, it sets you up for success a little bit more, for one. And for two, his defensive impact, I think, really is next level. He does a great job of connecting the midfield to the back line. He's come in with some big-time slide tackles and saves. So, you know, I hate to limit a player's value to the scoreboard and what he's putting up.
Almir Soto. Hartford, plenty of pressure. And again, the pressure with or without the ball, very similar to what San Antonio FC played with over the last couple of seasons. Nicky Hernandez, that's a good-looking ball in. Siaha with the pressure in the footsteps of Jorge Hernandez, quickly closing in, able to secure it that time.
Now that was beautiful. That is exactly what you want to see from San Antonio FC. And of course, Jorge kind of coming out of nowhere. He was actually parked on the opposite side of the field wanting the switch. Once he realized his guys were able to build up out of the left flank, that's when he made his run, and it was with a quickness. I think that's why he's so hard to mark, because sometimes he'll drop so far back, it feels like he's out of position.
Jang unable to settle. Almir Soto, Hernandez. A foul, and actually will take us to halftime at the 3 whistles for Natalie Simon, and halftime here at Toyota Field. 1-0, Hartford Athletic, with a goal by Mamadou Jang. With his second goal in Jägermeister Cup play, his 11th goal of the season, and the visitors from Hartford up 1 at the half here at Toyota Field as our halftime continues after this.
Summer's almost over.
But there's lots of end-of-summer fun at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Go long! Yes. drops back and he flips one right down the middle. Well done. No, this one's burning.
During the national sales event, qualified lessees can lease a new 2025 Tundra SR5 for $479 a month for 36 months. Offer ends September 2nd.
Come in today.
Great job, rookie.
Toyota, let's go places.
Three nuns were driving through Austin and they got a flat tire. They stop in front of a frost bank. Next thing you know, a frost banker walks out and changes their tire? Hold on. This can't be real.
It's a real story.
And the nuns?
Yeah, they weren't even Frost customers.
Dude! You think I can be a nun?
Not a chance, sister.
Flavors. There's an H-E-B Creamy Creations flavor for every craving in Texas. Just one more reason. Here, everything's better.
For 80 years, Goodwill San Antonio has been transforming the lives of people in our community through work. Because every time you donate or shop at Goodwill, you create real paths to career training and jobs. Thank you for making our first 80 years a success. Good job, everyone.
Welcome back to Kick and Chat. Katie Goodman here, joined by star striker Diogo Pacheco. Diogo, you're really far from home, from Portugal, now here in San Antonio. You've spent some time in the USL Championship between FC Tulsa and here. How are things different here in San Antonio and on this team?
A lot is different. I mean, the only thing I can think is pretty similar is the heat. It was pretty hot in Tulsa, just like here. But yeah, loving it here, the place. Really enjoy life here and the club setup, the whole staff, my teammates.
Well, it's nice when you can come here and make an immediate impact. I believe you scored on your debut, so that always helps. But we're going to play a little game here. I'm going to put you to the test once again. We're playing the crossbar game. So the goal is, for those of you who don't know, you got to set it up at the 18. You got to take a shot there and hit the crossbar. So do you want to go first?
Ladies first.
Man, well, the last time this happened, it worked out for me. So I'm going to just hope that happens again. Let's see.
Oh,
man, close.
That was close.
Actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So, all right. Oh,
Too
see,
high.
that was really close too. Really, really close. Okay, second question. You know, what I've heard is that you're starting to study international relations. I think that's, or you have a goal to, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, business analytics.
Okay, business analytics. Okay, so tell us a little bit about that, why you've decided to start it now, and how that relates to soccer.
I always enjoyed data related to soccer, and when I knew that I had the opportunity to take a master's through USL, I thought it was a great opportunity, and I reached out to San Antonio right away once I signed, and yeah, it's been going really well. 2 terms already done, and it's going pretty well, so yeah.
Okay, so what's the goal for after? How are you going to use that degree after? You know, I know you've got a long career ahead of yourself, so I'm sure we're not trying to, you know, rush into things, but what's the goal?
The goal would be to apply it somehow to maybe coaching or just like stats outside of like the whole team, more for like the whole league, but just kind of like study the game, the stats around it, like all the numbers, like if you shoot from a certain area, what's the percentage of you scoring, like expected goals, stuff like that, and just data that I can analyze and kind of provide it to the team in order to help them performing better.
That's amazing. I bet that's every coach's goal, to have a guy who like really does his homework. Man, try number 2 here. And then we'll get on to that third aching, burning question that I have. Okay, are you going for an angle? Now you go first, since I went first this time. Yeah. Okay. Oh, man. Dang, that was
really
close.
close.
I'm going to try your little angle situation. I'm going to see what that's about. Maybe it helps.
Oh, just off the mark entirely.
You're getting closer.
It's obviously the sunglasses. It's not me, right? Yeah. So also allegedly, I hear that you are a huge coffee fan.
I am.
So, what are some of the hot spots here in San Antonio? What's your go-to coffee?
Okay, go-to Mila coffee, cortado.
If you can hit this crossbar, or if I can hit this crossbar, then we owe each other a coffee. I think that's fair.
Perfect.
Then
that's fair.
Bring it to practice.
Yeah.
Pay my dues if you hit this.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines. From early mornings to late nights. From fun with friends to winner takes all. From the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
We're here to support the rest of the club and the community.
We don't stop chanting, we don't stop drumming,
yelling and screaming and chanting.
We'll follow them wherever, pretty much. That's just the love that we have for our team.
We want to be the loudest people, and we want you to hear where we are at.
People in this town love this team, pack these stands out for every single game.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
3 ice-cold Jägermeister shots, please. Those look warm.
Serve it cold or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold.
Halftime at Toyota Field, the fourth and final quarterfinal matchup of the USL Jägermeister Cup. And Hartford Athletic, the visitors, up 1 over San Antonio FC as we say hello once again from the broadcast booth with Katie Goodman. I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks so much for joining us. Katie, Hartford Athletic came into tonight's match in tremendous form, playing with a lot of confidence, and they look like it right now after 45 minutes here tonight.
They've done a really good job of just pushing on to San Antonio FC's backline, stretching the field, and, of course, getting themselves into incredible scoring positions time after time.
Take a look at the highlights here from the first half, and just the one goal, Mamadou Dieng scoring, but it really started with all opportunities for Hartford here throughout this first half.
Right, look after look, whether it's from distance or short with the 1-2. They've done an incredible job of just creating a lot of chaos there for San Antonio FC. As you can see, Richard Sanchez able to pick up and collect on that one, but here again, a situation, just close call after close call. It felt like only a matter of time for Dieng, and that's when the opportunity came.
And here it was, beautiful delivery from Michi Galina, and there's Dieng getting on the end of it along the back post there. What a service there from Galina. Better finish, though, from Dieng, his 11th goal this season.
Right. It's the way that he reads the space. He pulls himself out. He runs in. He's just so difficult to mark, and it's going to be like that for the entire rest of this game.
And if you look at the halftime numbers here, Katie, I mean, again, it has just been a dominant performance by Hartford Athletic to this point. San Antonio FC, sure, they've been able to possess like you would expect them to, but they've only got one shot, none on target in this match.
Right, a couple of corner kick opportunities, but just not enough. They've had some set pieces. They're going to have to do a little bit better in possession if they're going to try to compete here with Hartford Athletic.
It was a chippy first half. One player sitting on a yellow for either side. It's Marlon Hairston sitting on a yellow for Hartford. Lucio Barón sitting on a yellow for San Antonio FC. I'd be interested to see what both coaches are thinking here after 45 minutes.
Right, I can imagine, San Antonio, I think, is doing the best that they can do defensively. It's just a really hard front three to mark. Guys loaded with goals. It's because they move. They can score from anywhere. Where San Antonio can prove is through the middle of the field, building out with a little more pace, getting your forwards into better scoring positions. Hartford, just keep continuing doing what you're doing. Create chaos there on the back line.
San Antonio FC only conceded 2 goals in second-half stoppage time in the USL Jägermeister Cup until tonight. Mamadou Dieng scoring in the 36th minute here in the first half, and they lead. Does Hartford Athletic 1-0 after 45 minutes as our halftime continues after this.
Love was nearly lost until Pizza Hut showed up.
Go get her. Hi, I'm Peter. Looks like a meat lover's Deborah.
Pizza Hut's hooking everyone up with more of what they love. Choose from 4 Hut Lovers pizzas starting at $12.99 each. Order on the app.
At Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, Texas's premier entertainment destination, we love winners. With millions of dollars in jackpots paid, vehicles, cash, and gift giveaways monthly, the excitement never ends. Visit Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, and find current promotions at LuckyEagleTexas.com or on social at Lucky Eagle Texas.
John is having chest pains. What should I do?
What are they saying?
Lara says it could be a muscle strain.
No, it's not a muscle strain. It's like inside. What else did they say?
Your mama says it's probably stress. Walk around the block.
I can't even walk around the sofa. I can't even get up.
High-quality emergency care. Available near you.
We are ready to go here inside the Frost Bank Center.
Pair outstanding local food and drink with an incredible atmosphere and lock in your Spurs 2025-26 ticket membership. It's your ticket to game day.
Hi, sports fans. I'm Jeff Davis. Going head-to-head with insurance companies is no easy game. It requires determination, gamesmanship, and grit. That's why you need Davis Law Firm on your side. With over 25 years' experience, our team of around 150 in 7 Texas cities has a winning track record of verdicts and settlements, many in the millions of dollars. And just like your favorite team, we play to win. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or commercial vehicle accident, call us at 444-4444. So if you want more, call the 4s.
Halftime continues at Toyota Field. Hartford Athletic with a lead 1-0 over San Antonio FC. Week 25 of the USL Championship will resume Saturday night when everybody gets back to work. It's a regular USL Championship play. News and notes from across the league here. Sacramento Republic breaking ground. Boy, this seems such a long time coming. After so many years of waiting on that new stadium, they finally break ground at the Rail Yards. Pittsburgh's moving into a new stadium, too. They are expanding historic Highmark to a 15,000-seat stadium. And, of course, the big news in San Antonio was the club's all-time leading scorer, Santiago Patino, returning to the club, announced at halftime on Saturday night against Lexington. This is the final match of the quarterfinal round of the Jägermeister Cup. The other 3 matches have gone final. Dwayne Atkinson scores the lone goal in Rhode Island. They win over Birmingham Legion. Jared Mazzola, phenomenal in penalty kicks, sends Sacramento Republic through. And the cup set by Greenville Triumph over Indy 11. They're through to the semifinal round as well. The draw coming up later on as we await the 4th and final semifinalists from this match here tonight. Second half action coming up from Toyota Field right after this.
Summer's almost over.
But there's lots of end-of-summer fun at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Go long! Yes. Time right. Manning drops back and he flips one right down the middle. Well done. No, this one's burning.
During the national sales event, qualified buyers get 1.99% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2025 Tundra. Offer ends September 2nd.
Come in today.
Great job, rookie.
Toyota, let's go places.
Flavors. There's an H-E-B Creamy Creations flavor for every craving in Texas. Just one more reason. Here, everything's better.
For 80 years, Goodwill San Antonio has been transforming the lives of people in our community through work. Because every time you donate or shop at Goodwill, you create real paths to career training and jobs. Thank you for making our first 80 years a success. Good job, everyone.
Second half action from Toyota Field. We are underway with Katie Goodman and our entire crew. I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks for joining us. Hartford Athletic up 1 after the goal by Mamadou Dieng in the 36th minute. Getting on the end of the service from Mishi Galina. San Antonio FC in their 10th anniversary kits. Charcoal gray checker with black. Hartford Athletic in their home whites trimmed in blue and green. Temperature at kickoff tonight was 95 degrees with a heat index of 99. Well, we've dipped below 90, Katie. 89 here to start things in the second half with a still pretty nice breeze coming out of the east at about 10 miles an hour.
Very different from Hartford, where it's 55 degrees, rainy and windy. So quite the change there for them, but seemingly unaffected here as they are still leading at the half, and wouldn't doubt it if there's not a couple more attempts, because they have just been so incredible in run of play here.
And look out here, pressure early forces Mitch Tainer off to the far corner. Yeah, they're approaching some of the greatest times of the year in New England, fall.
And they actually have a fall.
And the changing of the colors and the foliage. Wait till you get to the end of September. It is beautiful up here. At least an opportunity for San Antonio here in the opening minutes of the second half. Something that was very few and far between in the first 45 minutes for Carlos Llamosa's side.
Yeah, Crognali eager to get up lately in these past couple of games just to add some scoring ability up top. You can see he was trying to chip it, just didn't quite work out there. Mohamed Omar making it really difficult for that turn. Well defended.
Agudelo, Nicky Hernandez, opportunity, little cutback, great save, Siaha, Jorge Hernandez off the crossbar.
So unfortunate there. Best look San Antonio's going to get all night.
Agudelo, over goal. But a renewed fight from San Antonio FC coming out of the locker room. 3 cracks at it here to open things in the second half.
Already some really great looks early on. Beautiful distribution there. Nicky Hernandez, look at this confidence, composure, commits the defender, breaks some ankles. Siaha good to deny it, but that pesky post getting in the way. Not a great time for the crossbar game there.
Lucio Bedon, good little run. Jorge Hernandez is met there, and a foul whistled on Emmanuel Samadia. Hernandez, the little brush off there on Samadia after the fact. Again, one player for either side sitting on a yellow here as we begin things in the second half. Lucio Bedon for San Antonio, Marlon Hairston sitting on a yellow for Hartford Athletic. San Antonio with a good look at a set piece here. Siaha coming up big just a moment ago on Nicky Hernandez. Hartford has never lost in USL Championship when leading at the half. 4 wins, 1 draw. Neville and Hernandez. It's Nicky Hernandez at that. Or Jorge Hernandez, rather, as this one bends back and away from Mitchell Tainer, trying to get on the end of it over there at the far post.
Mitch Tainer loves it there near that 5 mark, that space in between the inline and the 5 to redirect. But San Antonio just hasn't been successful really getting it to him this season.
We mentioned at the half the return of the legend Santiago Patino for San Antonio FC, the club's all-time leading scorer. Not in the 18 tonight, so don't look for him here in the second half. Likely to make his debut Saturday night in Monterey Bay when SAFC returns to USL Championship play. Mishi Galina Kyle Edwards. Try a little give and go back there with Galena. Read well by Richard Sanchez. Gets rid of it quickly. Meanwhile, behind the play.
Got a player down here on the field for San Antonio. Looks like Alex Cornali frozen still on the pitch.
Like there was some collision behind the play that Cornali seemed to take the worst of it as he's favoring that left shoulder right now.
Typically a guy to bounce right back up and get back, considering he's a center back. So says something for him to stay laying down there.
Long-time athletic trainer Jesse Lawrence out there. Taking a look at Cornali. Up until Saturday night, had played every minute in USL Championship play this season. He's given the night off with the busy schedule for SAFC with midweek match. Busy schedule as well for Hartford Athletic, as they will head home to once again renew rivalries in El Clamico, as they will take on Rhode Island FC on Saturday night in Hartford. That is one of the best names, by the way, for a rivalry, a derby match, El Clamico, which is kind of a little bit of play on Family Guy.
Love it, love it. Yeah, I mean, Rhode Island has definitely been a thorn in the side there for Hartford. Multiple ties, and then you've got to play them a third time this season. I feel like it's those third games that really escalate and get out of hand, because you played each other so much in one season that you now have people on your you-know-what list.
This doesn't look good, as Alex Cornali cannot put really any sort of weight or movement on that left shoulder, and it's being propped up by Jesse Lawrence as he makes his way back down the tunnel to the locker room. And again, not only for the rest of this match, but obviously looking forward to Saturday night in Monterey Bay for a guy who's been such a workhorse on that back line for Carlos Yamosa, as Alexis Suahi will come on in relief here, the first substitute in the 53rd minute.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about a staple of a player in Alex Cornali, then you're also going to lose a staple of a player in Jorge Hernandez. Both of those guys out. That's going to be a tough one this weekend.
No Luke Hawkinson either. He's too dealing, Katie, with a little bit of an injury bug. Didn't play the game Saturday night, so again, time of year where your depth is tested across the entire championship with all 24 clubs.
Sometimes that's where you begin to question these, mid-season games. Is it too many games too soon, or are they stacking them too much? You've got the NBA where they'll take a week off and make some time for these in-season tournaments. Maybe it's something to consider for next season.
Throw by Hernandez over the head of Lucio Beron. Cariaga trying to shake off Beron. Samadia upfield, beautiful ball looking for Galena. And Mohamed Omar stride for stride, able to beat Galena off the ball. Quickly goes San Antonio. Hernandez. He can give you everything in the tank tonight, knowing he's not playing on Saturday night in Northern California. Soto. Beron. Make the switch over there to Mitchell Tainer. Tainer. Harvey Neville. Overlapping run from Mitchell. Neville into the box. Skying over Agudelo. The miss hit there by Samania will result in a corner for SAFC.
Almost an own goal. Not have been good there. Hartford. And another corner kick opportunity for San Antonio.
It's their fourth corner of the night.
Another situation where it's not great to not have Alex Cornali here, who's pretty good out of the air.
Your best duels in the air. Duel so too is Mitchell Tainer. Got forward quickly, but he was beaten to the ball. And the clearance made by Hartford. Back out to the middle of the park. Sanchez unable to spot Suahi. This ball will land just to the right of Brendan Burke and the Hartford bench.
Looking for some movement here.
Hartford will direct it out. There's a second ball on the field before it's cleared out as we continue to play on. Agudelo can't get one through. Suahi. Agudelo. Medon knocking it ahead. Jordan Scarlett shakes off Nicky Hernandez. And TJ Prestis now. Upfield. Jang. Look at the strength of Jang. And a fight off Mo Omar there.
He is one of the few players in the USL Championship who wants that ball out of the air.
Agudelo called for the foul against Jordan Scarlett, tripping him up. To the dismay of Carlos Llamosa. We'll get to a point here probably in the next 15 minutes or so where, you know, that heat and humidity starting to creep up on both these teams.
Right, legs starting to get tired. I wouldn't even, that's definitely not an intentional situation. But still a good call from the ref nonetheless.
That ball took a funny drop. Suahi was able to recover, get it back to Richard Sanchez. Upfield, past the boot of Nicky Hernandez. Cariaga will settle. Nifty turn. Kyle Edwards off his back heel, trying to return to Cariaga. Buckmaster settle things down for San Antonio. They had one sequence at the start of this second half where they had 3 opportunities. Unfortunately did not score. And here's Galena now at the edge of the box. Kyle Edwards stood up there, and well done by Suahi. Hartford still in possession. Galena. Cariaga. Up top is Anderson. Will result in a Hartford corner.
Mohamed Omar, you understand why, despite being plagued by injury in and out, he gets that starting position. He does really good on the step. He doesn't let guys turn. Got to give some credit to Alexi Suahi stepping in with a moment's notice and also doing a great job just to read the attack.
Cariaga heading off to that far stick again last year in Memphis. 23-year-old from Buenos Aires. 10 goals in 51 career USL Championship matches. Had a brace earlier in the group stage of this Jägermeister Cup. He scored 6 left-footed goals, more than any other team in the group stage did Hartford. Cariaga had 2 of them, and here's that left foot there, punched away by Sanchez, sitting in the box, next to side, second effort is golden, and Hartford Athletic is up 2, and it's Marlon Hairston who's pushed the visitors ahead by a deuce here in the second half.
Absolute bloodbath there in that defensive box. I mean, San Antonio doing everything that they can to clear it. Hairston finding the final hit to put it away. You could see Richard Sanchez denies it not once, but a second time, and it's that third time. Hairston just able to find that really fine slot and put it away. Again, this is a team you cannot even give them half a look at goal. They're going to make you pay for it.
There are clubs, again, who go into the postseason that you just don't want to face, and you kind of have to ignore their overall record. This is one of them right now, Katie. You look at their record, 2 games below 500, 6-8-5, just 2 wins on the road. But for the last month and a half, they are playing with a renewed sense of confidence. They can go out there and not only beat anybody, but beat them anywhere.
Right, and you know, all that matters is that you start heating up at the right time with playoffs right around the corner. At the end of the day, if you get above that playoff line, doesn't matter what your in-season record is.
And I would say Lexington is another one of those clubs too. Again, just 6 wins towards the bottom of the Western Conference table. But they came in and they looked dynamic, even though they only managed 1 goal Saturday night, but could have had probably 4.
I think their struggle is just putting up more goals, whereas you look at this Hartford team, and they have no problem putting goals away, especially got Edwards out there, who's really starting to heat up now, whether it's from the start or off the bench.
Hartford, who scored just 22 goals in their first 18 matches. There's a -3 in the goal differential as Buckmaster onside, back across the face, flicked along. 2 Hartford players down, they collide.
Never good to see. I can feel for them there. It's really
like
a tough one to watch as heads collide, both trying to clear it. Yeah. One gets hit from behind the head, the other right in front. They just both went up for the same clearance. Definitely concussion protocol, no doubt.
Yeah, Dispay, who is yet to get any attention because the trainer has to check on the other Hartford players down. Now we'll finally come over to Adrian Dispay and check on him. Dispay at least gets now to a sitting position.
Stay awake, boys.
At Indy, he led the team with aerial duels, 181 of those. Led in tackles, interceptions. Just fortunate, you know, I think you've got, when you win that many aerial duels, every now and then you're going to collide with somebody.
He was amongst the group of Cubans, along with former SAFC striker Frank Lopez, that had an opportunity to defect many years ago and continue their careers stateside. And Dispay's been, you know, pretty big staple in USL Championship now for many seasons. Big center back defender at 6'3". He's made 168 appearances in USL Championship. He appears to be okay.
He's been said to be one of the most reliable center backs in the USL Championship. I mean, he's been at Indy 11, Colorado Springs, RGV, Tulsa. Mentioned Cubans, part of the Cuban national team. Interesting to see if we can say the same here.
I believe that's Mishi Galina, who was the other recipient. And he is finally back up to his feet now and appears to be okay and will continue.
Siaha gives him a nice tap on the head. He didn't like that.
It's not Galina. Galina, you see that there must be Jordan Scarlett.
Now it looks like they're trying to put some blame on SAFC here. Siaha stirring things up clearly. I mean, if you look at the replay, San Antonio FC was not involved in that collision. Really not a gray jersey in sight, so I think they're wondering why they're returning the ball, but I think it's good sportsmanship here. The crowd not happy about it. I mean, it happened in the box, so.
Yeah, and I guess the question is for San Antonio, if they were to get the drop, it would be just probably right outside the box, which...
Right, or did the ball go out?
Well,
I would have to look back.
Before it went out, so you would be giving San Antonio an advantage by essentially setting up almost a set piece over there if it were to reset. So they give it back to Siaha, will continue. San Antonio down 2 goals here at home to Hartford Athletic. And you talked before, Katie, about SAFC's rare struggles here in Toyota Field this season. They've already lost 5 times in Toyota Field in USL Championship play. That is tied for most already in a single season with last year's SAFC club that lost 5 times here at home.
Right, another team plagued by injury. I mean, next level injury. I think they went to their entire bench for a couple of games in a row, so you got to hand it to them there. They also tried switching up things from their direct style of play to more of a possession game. Tough to do when you've recruited for a direct style of play.
Foul there against Hartford. And if you include the playoffs, SAFC has only lost in their 10-year history 27 games on this field.
Yeah, you know, and then it becomes a pride thing, right? You know, wanting to continue to protect that shield. But, you know, I think all in all, we've seen a lot of moments of brightness and quality and sometimes it's a goal that comes in the very last few minutes, or the very first few minutes. It's either not switching on in time or not staying switched on through the final whistle.
Chance for San Antonio to get forward here, but at the end they are met by Scarlett.
Loving to just play that 1-2 tiki-taka out of pressure, but they had a big switch this whole time to Reese Buckmaster.
DJ Prestis.
And again, I understand you want to be patient when you're in possession, but you got to move those passes forward.
Kyle Edwards, the flick. Lucio Bedon steps in front to intercept, taking it away from Galena. Tainer, Agudelo, subs coming to the bench for San Antonio, getting a nice bit of applause. The fans been a little frustrated with the group that's been on the field tonight, their inability to create very much. Just that really one sequence, the start of this half for San Antonio, is Hernandez inching closer. Puts the brakes on, makes the turn, tries to give it a go, and that's blocked away. Marlon Hairston has been stride for stride with Jorge Hernandez throughout the night. Dizpe gets up.
Nicky Hernandez is a great read.
Getting Samadia out of position. Samadia. Hernandez brushed off the ball. Samadia. It's Mohamed Omar volleying it forward, and then Lucio Bedon is upended.
Barone asking for more repercussions on that one, saying it's not the first time. Look back at this. There's a push from behind the back, takes him down.
And Marlon Hairston already sitting on a yellow. It's the two number 6s, Hairston and Barone, who've been, to your point, kind of at each other's throats a little bit here tonight throughout this match. Both sitting on yellows.
But talk about this matchup from Hairston. He has a goal on the stat sheet now, and just defensively, he's been there, as you said, toe-to-toe with Jorge Hernandez, shutting down Nicky Hernandez, even causing problems for Lucio Barone here.
Might be a good time for Brendan Burke to get Marlon Hairston off anyway. Again, sitting on that yellow. You're up 2 goals. You don't need to put your center mid in a position, your holding mid, to, pick up another yellow, be sent off on a red, and then you're playing a man down for the final 20 minutes plus. Meanwhile, here comes fresh legs for SAFC. Diego Pacheco, along with Jake LaCava, Landry Walker, all coming on.
Yeah, it's like these guys are playing like they don't have a game on Saturday. Not worried about it. I guess it's the mindset that you have to have if you came out to win, right? You're here, you're doing it, so you might as well be here to win. I think Diogo Pacheco coming in is going to add exactly what San Antonio needs right now, a much more dynamic attack.
And Junior Moreira, I would think, will be on for Marlon Hairston here. We'll wait the official word. So let's see as San Antonio FC, and again, Carlos Llamosa kind of has to think about Saturday night too, so it's kind of have to preserve some legs here. Not saying this match is gone from SAFC at this point, but let's get some fresh legs in here. Let's see if they can change the narrative just a little bit.
Typically, Moreta likes to play with that front 3, more in the Kyle Edwards position. But now that you have Hairston out, he's probably going to be tasked with maybe an attacking mid-roll.
So Junior Moreira, 1 goal and 11 appearances in the championship. He'll come on. Meanwhile, the subs for SAFC. Jake LaCava will come on for Almir Soto. Diogo Pacheco will come on for Nicky Hernandez. And we'll wait the sub for Landry Walker. Looks like Mo Omar is making his way off. So Omar, Hernandez, Soto off, Walker, LaCava, Pacheco on for San Antonio, Hairston off, Moreta on for Hartford Athletic. All in the 70th minute. 20 minutes to play. 2-0. Hartford with a lead on the road. Harvey Neville delivers this one. Siaha read it beautifully. Gets rid of it. Whoa! Gets rid of it ugly. But did get rid of it. And upfield, here's Mamadou Dieng. Cut it back in the box. Galina. Not a lot of pace on that one. Handled by Richard Sanchez, but just allows the back line for Hartford to collect and regroup a little bit.
Right, a bit of a rough distribution that kind of helped them out. Get some numbers up and behind. Galina was wide open, something that San Antonio's going to have to be aware of. Again, this is a team that does so well in transition.
Now trying to catch Richard Sanchez off his line. Kyle Edwards after the giveaway by San Antonio. And that ball goes awry. Hartford's goals in the first half. Mamadou Dieng, number 11 in all competitions this season, coming in the 36th minute. And then off chaos in the box in the second half, Marlon Hairston in the 58th minute. Samadia looking for Dieng. San Antonio. Lacava. Hernandez. Stood up there by Kyle Edwards. Edwards shrugging off Lucio Bedon. Good turn there by Edwards in the corner. Met there by Reese Buckmaster and held on to there by Bedon. And a throw to Hartford.
Great job of shutting down that corner, though. You know, sometimes you see him go to shut it down and then the guy gets out. Kyle Edwards, one of those guys who can definitely do that with his footwork ability.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Kyle Edwards. And Sebastian Anderson, who could certainly put one into the box from here without fail. Dispay got up, flicked it on. Suaje with a clearance. Samadia mistimes it. Jorge Hernandez. Unfortunate, can't get it past. Last line of defense there.
Really too bad. I mean, that's a tough one to read. Ball is up, bouncing. To really put that into the right place.
Almost danger. Richard Sanchez just able to get back, avoiding certain disaster for Suaje. Pacheco. Patience from Dispay will play it off Pacheco. And even without their captain, their anchor on the back line tonight, Joe Farrell, hasn't been a problem for Prestis and Dispay and Scarlett tonight for Hartford. Samadia goes down. Buckmaster.
Buckmaster with the wise foul there, but I think that's a great note to take out of Hartford Athletics' book. The quick switch, something that they've done really well. That's the way they're able to get into the attack so quickly and with numbers is the way that they switch the field. But yeah, that's a blatant foul, obviously, just to stop play.
Get away.
Samadia directing traffic before he lets this one go. Richard Sanchez well off his line to parry that one aside. Into the box intended for Mamadou Dieng, never found its target. Dispay upfield. Cariaga the flick. Kyle Edwards, the second flick will land calmly there to Richard Sanchez. Sanchez plays it forward. Hartford has won just about every aerial duel and 50-50 ball tonight. And back to Mamadou Dieng. That's a heavy touch. Not going to be able to run it down this time. But
it's a great observation. I mean, they're just getting beat on the first and I would say the second ball too.
Brendan Burke is 15 minutes away from his first ever win against San Antonio, which has eluded him in 8 previous tries. His last trip to Toyota Field ended his season in 2022, a loss in the Western Conference Final. This wouldn't be as sweet, but it would certainly be fairly sweet. That's a header over frame. And will land back here for Siaha and Hartford.
And I think a big part of the reason that they were able to get up and behind the back line with so much success and numbers there was that switch from Landry Walker. Skipped the center back. He switched the ball quickly. Resaw the feed in. It was just great work there from San Antonio. Stuff that they need to carry on through these final minutes and into the next game is working on a faster switch. Unfortunate that they couldn't get off on the header, but, you know, I think all in all, that's an improvement.
Siaha shown yellow. Buckmaster. Suahe. Another aerial duel won this time by the rookie TJ Prestis. Another yellow to Hartford. It's a high boot to Emmanuel Samadia. 77th minute, he's in the books.
See, trying to add some time to the clock there, slowing that down. Good call there from the ref. San Antonio going back.
So in the last minute, Samadia into the books along with Siaha. Meanwhile, a 2-on-1 chance, and it's thwarted by SAFC as Jang and Galena were trying to put this one to bed for Hartford.
Great defensive read there from Alexi Suwahi. Doesn't square up. You notice he puts his right hip, able to account for whichever way that he was going to go. Just, that's really a world-class defending there.
Head on. Out wide, Reese Buckmaster. Jorge Hernandez. Switch the ball to Harvey Neville. Neville, edge of the box. Neville gives it a go! Touchdown! Final moment there from Siaha. So close. The Harvey Neville had him darting the wrong way, and tremendous pace on that one from the left back.
Great work just to have the vision of the field to put it away, but Siaha denies that one. Best save of the game. Just the footwork, able to get there in the corner. Has 6 clean sheets on the season. Might have another one here if he keeps it up for these next few minutes.
Hartford going into their next substitute window as Juan Agudelo was just shown a yellow here in the 79th minute. Meanwhile, for Hartford, their substitute, Babacar Jai, coming on for Samuel Cariaga, adding another defender into Brendan Burke's group here with 12 minutes and whatever added time remaining. Jai's made 12 appearances in USL Championship. Long time left back in the USL. He'll come on.
Another name all familiar in the USL Championship, as you mentioned. Spent time at Oakland Roots, RGVFC, Phoenix.
Yeah, he had one of the biggest goals in USL playoffs back in 2021. More on that in a moment. Pacheco getting on the end of it and putting it just wide. Past the fingertips there of Anthony Siaha.
You know, I know the scoreline is 2-0, but San Antonio has been so much better in the second half in creating chances and opportunities. Great work here from Diogo, just getting the angle on it. Just needed someone else to follow it up.
Suwahi. Harvey Neville just denied a moment ago by Siaha. Made his best save of the evening. To your point, Katie, complexion has completely changed for SAFC. It was held to just unofficially 2 shots in the first half. Outshot 7-2. They've turned that around. They've outshot Hartford 7-5 in the second half, although Hartford has got 6 of their 12 total shots on target. Just 2 of the 9 for SAFC have been on target in this match.
I think a part of that is just being under constant pressure, you know, taking whatever shot they can get versus being set up for really good shots. The only really good shots they've had have been in the second half.
Galena. Service across from Moreta. Samadia whips one into the box. Jang lets it run through. Tanner makes the clearance. Flicked out from Jake LaCava. Abakar Jai. Waved off. Mentioned Jai had one of the biggest goals in USL Championship playoff history. Was back in 21 against Phoenix Rising on the road. Phoenix, of course, that time one of the biggest dominant forces in all of USL as Samadia gets upended over here right by the touchline. No yellow handed out, but it will set up a free kick. But go back, I remember that goal by Jai that put RGV up 1-0. They would go on to upset Phoenix Rising. Again, just a historic 2021 campaign, with kind of the end of their dynasty, that loss. Phoenix just has never been able to recover the magic of the Solomon Asante and Didier Drogba days that, you know, made them just such a force in USL.
Right, it's sad when all the greats come to an end, but that is the cycle of soccer. You know, you guys come, other guys go. It's a new season every season.
Moreta, or Anderson rather, bends this one to Richard Sanchez, looks to get rid of it. He's got Jang shadowing him, and that's an imposing target at 6'2" that's shadowing him. A little bit of a pick there by Jorge Hernandez, gets away with it. Fortunately, the ball is delivered away from Diogo Pacheco.
Yeah, it's looking like basketball out there.
So we're in the final 10 minutes here. San Antonio needing 2 just to force penalties.
Feels like the sense of urgency has slowed for Hartford. That might work for San Antonio here. Definitely not running that high press.
Into the box and directed out.
Buckmaster with the flick on. That was beautiful into that space.
San Antonio goes on the road for the next couple of matches. Away at Monterey on Saturday is Jimmy Medranda. It's set to check into the match here for Harvey Neville. And after Monterey, it's off to Detroit City the following Saturday. Hartford Athletic home for El Clamico once again against Rhode Island, and then on the road at North Carolina FC to close out August. Harvey Neville finishes up a pretty good night. Boy, he has really blossomed into that left back or wing back role since coming over from Phoenix Rising.
Really and truly.
Back to Siaha after the corner.
Yeah, going back to Harvey Neville, you know, again, has a ton of forward experience, but just does great on both sides of the ball. You understand why he's in that wing back role. He's just fit in perfectly here. Both he and Reese Buckmaster, great spots.
And I wonder if, thinking forward for Carlos Llamosa, if that's how maybe he plays it for the remainder of the season. Does he look more to 3 center backs as Scarlett trying to make the clearance? Doesn't get enough on it as he's able to push it forward, but San Antonio still on the attack. Hernandez, Pacheco out wide. Turn ball is intercepted by Anderson, and the clearance made by Hartford. But thinking back, does Sanchez there by Jang as they collide. Chang's called for the foul. Reset. still on the ground.
Yeah, still trying to get it in his favor.
SAFC playing with an advantage here. Service across directed aside, and Hartford will just turn it out, giving Jang an opportunity to regroup.
Interesting call here. I mean, again, Richard Sanchez so far off his line. I think if I'm Suahi, I'm wanting to take that one, but it's hard. There's just a clear lack of communication. Then you see that tangle there.
So Jang gets some attention. But what I was going to say before about SAFC, Katie, you know, with the emergence of Neville on the left and Buckmaster playing on the right, and the two of them being able to play so high in the attack too, does that get Carlos Simos's wheels turning, thinking about, does he look more to this maybe, you know, 5-3-2, 3-4-3 type of formation? He's played kind of a steady four in the back for most of the season, but it's kind of hit a little bit of a wall here in terms of creativity for SAFC over the past 6 weeks or so.
Right. Well, I mean, now you have Santiago Patino in the mix. He's a strong guy. He's very similar to Agudelo. So what you need is that speed on the wings if you're going to work with someone like him in the middle. So I would agree, actually, with that sentiment of leaving the wingers with the speed, keeping maybe Agudelo and Santi up top, bringing Jorge maybe back to the middle where he's a natural play creator.
Yeah, that could be interesting. You could put Agudelo and Patino across, drop Hernandez underneath the two of them. But again, SAFC certainly needs to kind of find something to reignite them here over these final 10 Saturdays of the regular season, as Jonathan Jimenez, normally a starter, will come on here for these final minutes for Kyle Edwards. No goal tonight for Edwards. Will end his run of 3 consecutive matches. He had scored. He'll still keep that streak alive in USL Championship, but it was not for a lack of effort tonight by Kyle Edwards. He was phenomenal tonight in the starting role.
You know, there was a couple of times where I thought for sure it was going to be his. Just luck didn't fall in his favor. And, you know, sometimes you wonder, do these guys get put on the bench because they just perform with that kind of pressure a little bit better?
It's Buckmaster. It's Barone who had the chance at the end, but unable to knock it in.
So many near misses here for San Antonio. Again, it's not because of ability. It's not because of effort. Just feels like synergy may be a little bit off, but balls put back in play just a hair too short to redirect that one. You can see the smile there on Reese Buckmaster's face, just knowing, hey, that's the luck we've had this game. Going back to Jorge's attempt to hit the crossbar.
It's been a night for road clubs here in the quarterfinal round of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Greenville Triumph, a winner on the road in penalties at Indy 11. Sacramento, a winner on the road tonight in Loudoun. Rhode Island FC, the only club to hold serve on their home pitch. And Hartford closing in on the third potential road club to come away with a win tonight. Dispay directs that one out. Another Hartford player is down. Dispay.
Should be a good chunk of extra time added to this.
Well, there does certainly seem to be, and I think SAFC fans are starting to get a little tired of it too. Some tactical time wasting here.
Theatrics for sure.
Dispay obviously may have caught it. Obviously heading that one out, may have certainly taken it on the wrong side of the head and volleying that one out, but he's probably taken about 1,000 headers over the course of his career.
Yeah. As the guy who wins all the aerial duels, you know, you think he's got a rock hard noggin there, but he did have that, you know, that collision earlier.
The collision earlier with Scarlett.
Yeah, and then if you hit it wrong a second time, then that hurts.
Like Buckmaster was shown yellow too out of all of that.
They all seem to not be totally sure about what's happening here.
We'll see how much added time we get at the end. As Spey continues to garner some attention.
Guess you gotta laugh it off, huh, Reese?
Spey will make his way off. We await the added time. 11 minutes. Nearly a full quarter hour of added time. 11 minutes.
That's a good chunk of time to at least put one up.
And for those thinking positively, it was SAFC that was up 2-0 heading into stoppage time in their last USL Jägermeister Cup match against New Mexico, who scored twice in stoppage time. Sent that one to penalties where United came away with the win. Buckmaster a chance. And the former Hartford Athletic wingback, Reese Buckmaster, sending it over goal.
Oh, man. Once again, a near miss. They're going to have to get those on target if they want it. Of course, this one, tough to handle, but just not able to redirect it the way he wants. But you got to hand it to him. You have to have a quick trigger in that situation. You just got to get the shot off, and that he did. Crowd counting down for time wasting.
Siaha got a yellow much earlier in this half. Suahi, Richard Sanchez, and Mitchell Tainer. If you're just joining us, Hartford Athletic really set the tone early in this match with a aggressive high press. Converted on a fabulous finish from their leading goal scorer, Mamadou Jang, in the 36th minute, finishing off a service by Mishi Galina. And then in the second half, Marlon Hairston, chaos in the box. Johnny on the spot, scoring his first goal of the season. And that's the lead the visitors enjoy here as we're into stoppage time here in the second half. This is Galina breaking free, having it knocked away from him by Mitchell Tainer.
An extra 11 minutes of time, my goodness. It feels like as we go on, the extra time gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Or longer and longer, rather. I'm going to have to look up what the longest extra time added ever in a game was. I'll bring that for next broadcast.
Back to Richard Sanchez. And the extra time has this season been more of a point of emphasis in terms of getting it close to exactly correct. It's kind of just been for many years just an assumption, but I give credit to pro referees and all of the officials who have done a good job in trying to make extra time as close to the time that's been lost throughout the course of a half.
It's a hard call, you know, because you're watching the entire game. You have to be aware of the stoppage, and so it makes sense.
Just about through a third of that allotted 11 minutes at a minimum. Jorge Hernandez. Diogo Pacheco weaving his way into the box, gives it a go, but again, wide of goal. That's the story of the night for San Antonio. Plenty of shots here in the second half, but all of them pretty much off target.
You've seen a couple of times Agudelo right there ready to receive it. Great thing here about San Antonio is they're there for any kind of deflection, but look at the slalom here. The sliding side to side from Diogo Pacheco, doing a great job just working through the defense.
And they've evened up the total shots now with Hartford, 12 apiece. Again, SAFC had just 2 in the first half, but again, just 2 on target for San Antonio tonight. Only forcing Anthony Siaha into 2 saves, although they were tremendous saves. 1 on Nicky Hernandez, and then 1 on Harvey Neville from the left side before Neville came off. Also, Jorge Hernandez hit the crossbar as well as part of that sequence where Nicky Hernandez was stopped by Siaha. But again, SAFC shut out on Saturday night at home against Lexington. Staring at, although this is not a league match, a second consecutive shutout. Haven't scored multiple goals in a match, Katie, since their last victory.
It would definitely be something to see multiple goals here happen here. But if you notice, they're moving with a lot of pace side to side. They're switching the ball faster. That's opening up the game. So, you know, whether they score or not, I think that mindset, if you can carry it into the next game, is going to be really good for them, especially if this is the system you're running.
What does the addition of Santiago Coutinho do to this club in changing their fortunes, particularly on the attacking end, which is, again, as we've illustrated, has become a major issue here over the last 6 weeks or so. Buckmaster into the box, headed down by Dispay. Noggin working well on that one. Mitchell Tainer. See Richard Sanchez almost to the middle of the field. San Antonio looks for something here in stoppage time. That ball through, and it's directed out, will stay in play. Jorge Hernandez. Again, he will be unavailable Saturday night in Monterrey.
Hartford practically parking the bus here, just nothing but physical aerial duels right now, something San Antonio has not done well with. Almost makes you wonder if San Antonio maybe can't get a shot from distance, switch things up a bit.
And it's funny because if you look at the Opta stats tonight, they'll tell you that San Antonio has actually won more of the aerial duels in this match, but it doesn't feel like that at all.
It really doesn't.
Halfway through the allotted 11 minutes.
I think part of that might be because of the second ball. You know, they might get a touch on it, but they don't.
Managed to even things in shots and now actually have taken the advantage. But again, they'll look back at all these attempts and all of them that have gone awry. And coming into tonight, San Antonio was right at 45% shooting accuracy. They are well below that mark tonight.
It almost feels like the synergy is off. And I think that does happen when you have, you know, people in and out rotations, but at least they're doing the hard part, which is getting into scoring position.
And on the other end, it's been a textbook road match tonight for Hartford. They came out, took it to San Antonio right from the beginning, kind of put them a little bit on their back heels. It wasn't the most inspiring first half from SAFC. They did respond better in the second half, but by that point, Hartford had really kind of set the tone for the match. A lot of credit to the way they've prepared here tonight. And again, when you're a club that is unbeaten in your last 6 and playing with tremendous form, that's the way things go.
Right, I think San Antonio really lost that match in this match in the first half because they really turned on here in the second.
Jang working his magic down in the corner. They don't need any more goals. That's a hard little challenge there from Mitchell Tainer. Wait for the ball, though, put Jang on his back. Brendan Burke did not think that that was clean.
Really shocked that they did not call that. He went right through Jang. Oh, no, he was all ball. Right through his legs. Yeah, he landed, but there was, I mean, from a distance, it looked like he took his legs out from under him. But really, he did get all ball. So good call from the ref. It did look ugly, though.
Agudalo's fouled. But SAFC is running out of time. Maybe about 2 minutes or so remaining.
I think if they could put up one goal at least, try to end on a good note and take that momentum into the next game, but
Pacheco, Jorge Hernandez. Madronda, Pacheco, the turn, left the ball behind him, though. Galena trying to exit is upended.
You know this is going to take up a lot of time as everybody inches their way forward.
All the way in the back, now it's going to be a stop that's going to attack.
Hartford Athletic can chase it. The The visitors closing in on the Final Four of the USL Jägermeister Cup, where they would join Greenville Triumph, Sacramento Republic, and Rhode Island FC. All winners tonight. And Hartford could be the third club to win on the road in the quarterfinal round. Pacheco into the box. Good step up there by Jordan Scarlett to win the ball. And the body language for San Antonio kind of illustrates where this match is headed.
Yeah, frustration. Probably some fatigue there.
SAFC seems resigned to their fate at this point. Might be a little bit of a blessing in disguise for Carlos Llamas' club when you think about all the injuries they're dealing with right now, not even including what we don't know about Alex Crinali right now. But with 10 Saturdays left, SAFC still has 11 league matches remaining.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Hernandez drives that one over, so they were already going to play an extra midweek match, and they will not have another one. Hartford Athletic moving on to the semifinals of the USL Jägermeister Cup, and Brendan Burke has his first win ever against San Antonio FC in 9 tries, as his Hartford Athletic side comes to Toyota Field and wins 2-0 to advance in the USL Jägermeister Cup. San Antonio FC's run comes to a conclusion.
Textbook matchup there for Hartford. All the firepower heating up just in time for both this in-season tournament and for the playoffs. Now San Antonio, like you said, Dan, probably a blessing in disguise. They're hurting. They need that time. This would have put such a game load right before the playoff line. And so, you know, not the best showing, but got to get back on track on Saturday.
Mamadou Dieng with a goal in the first half was the winner, 36th minute. Some insurance from Marlon Hairston in the second half, and a clean sheet for Anthony Siaha, stopping 2 shots. And Hartford Athletic is a 2-0 winner as they advance to the semifinals of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Season continues for both these clubs. Week 25 of the USL Championship, San Antonio and Monterey Bay, and Hartford Athletic back at home against Rhode Island. For Katie Goodman and our entire crew, I'm Dan Weiss saying so long. This has been a presentation of the USL Championship. So long, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.